Alright guys, we're going to do the last one together. I'm all set. Started putting a rag up here. On our second trip around, I'm going to have to get a longer ratchet, man, so get some more leverage. Alright, so we're ready.
Go ahead.
I know you wasn't about to tell me what to do.
Nope.
Alright, hit 0. Now see, I can stop right here, guys, and get myself situated again. Alright. Okay. Woo! We got all of them done. Now, our last is another 75 degrees. Now what I'm going to do is change up on my ratchet so I can get something with a lot more leverage. So what I'm going to use here is I'm using my 1/2-inch drive torque wrench. I'm going to tighten this thing up so it don't torque. I got it. I'm going to put it up to about, it's set up to like 150 foot-pounds, so that can't be higher than that. Alright, so I'm going to take this off. Set it down here. Alright. Now go to number 1. Alright, here we go. Yeah, buddy.
Don't you have to hit select?
I'm about to. I'm just getting ready.
You look like you're ready to go.
Don't you should have waited till I turn.
No.
Alright, here we go.
Yeah, I see the screen.
Yeah, I can definitely feel that. Okay, well, it's hard to see the screen.
Yeah, it was over there.
Alright, that's good. That's why you get that orange. The lights will light up orange when you get close. And of course you heard green when you hit that point.
We saw the orange.
So let's try that one more time on number 2. Alright, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, man, this thing is. I'm curious. I'm curious to what these things are torqued down to. All right, let's get the other ones done, guys. I'm on. Let me see, number 3. Let's get the other ones done, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, on our last one. Now, guys, I'm gonna show you something right here. Let's get right about there. Now, let's see if let's pretend that we stuck now. Let's go back. See what happens? Now we just wait, and it picks up exactly where we left off. Okay, that is it. Now the curiosity, guys, if you want to know what the torque is on these things. First of all, let's shut this off. We're not going to need this no more. So, let's find out, guys. We got our torque wrench. We got our torque wrench set to 150 foot-pounds. Our first one was 72. So, tell you what. I'm going to go back to 72. You know, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to put it at 70. Let's see what happens here. Lock this into place so it don't move. Let's see. That can't be. I mean, that's 70. Okay. Let's take it up a notch. Let's take it up to 80.
That's more than a notch.
This can't be right. Huh. You know what? Just in case this thing ain't right, something wrong with it. Switch over to my other ratchet, my other torque wrench, and I'm going to set this one to 70. Okay, says 70. Let's take this. All right, let's see. Okay. Let's take it up to 72. It's torqued more than 72 foot-pounds, like in the beginning. All right, let's take it up to about 273, 74. Let's take it up to 75. Heck with it. Dang, the sun is. There it is, 75. What do you think, Siri? It's higher than 75 foot-pounds. Nah, we shouldn't take any more chances, should we? Heck with it. Go with it. Go for it. Yeah, what can happen? Watch that boat go strip. Let's go to 80 foot-pounds. Sylvia ain't saying nothing, so it must be we good. Must be still good to go.
Yeah.
All right, 80 foot-pounds, guys. 80 foot-pounds, guys. Let's see. Wow, that thing is more than 80 foot-pounds of torque. That thing didn't budge. We're gonna leave it like that. So that's pretty cool. This thing is really torqued down. All right. Oh, guys, we gotta hurry up and get this. Let this thing loose so we can get this bolts in there. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys. Now let's take the tension off our front cover, and let's see. Matter of fact, watch that. See if our front cover. Tell me if that front cover pulls back a little bit. Ready? Dang it.
Yeah.
Cool. Backed right up. All right, now we got our 4. Don't make sure we don't drop nothing down there. We got our 5 bolts that go in here. We got one right over here. Put that in by a couple threads and make sure it's in there. Make sure you don't drop nothing down there. You're done. You're done for. All right, we got that one. We got one right here. That's another short one. Let's get that one in there. Okay. Then we got one right inside there. Get this little stuff out of the way. Right inside here. Oops. Go ahead and start this up a little bit more. Okay. Then we have a 10 millimeter way over here in this corner right there. Start that off. Look at that. Yeah, buddy. Then we got one more long one that goes right up under here. Into there. Start that off. Alright, let's get ready. Tighten these up and we'll be right back. Alright guys, now you're going to take your 14 millimeter deep 3/8 drive and you're going to start off on this bolt right here. And you're going to bring that in.
Really? At least tell us a joke while you're doing that.
Tell you a joke. You're fired. I laugh at that.
That is a joke.
Alright. So guys, you go ahead, you bring it till it stops, and then a little bit more. That's it. You're screwing into aluminum. So don't go crazy. Now, what I want you to do is next do this bolt over here, and then the 2 on the outside, and then last but not least, the 10 millimeter. Alright, so let's get those done. We'll be right back. Alright guys, before we go any further, we got a little harness down here. We know this plug goes to the VVT right there. We ain't worried about that one. What we need is got these other 2. Now I'm gonna tuck them in down there. One goes to the power steering switch, and the other one goes to the oil pressure switch. I'm going to move over so you can see down into there. Okay. Let's see if I can reach over here. Alright, can you see my hand?
Yes.
Hey, Tiggy.
Hi.
Alright, so we got one goes right here. Man, we gotta do a pressure washing on this thing. Okay. And the other one goes over here. That up. Man, this is coming out good. What the heck is this bolt doing over here? What the heck is that a bolt? Why is there a bolt over here? Did we drop a bolt or something?
I don't remember. We may have.
That sucks.
I
Alright.
don't remember.
Alright guys, we'll be right back. Alright guys. Cleanup time. Let's get all this. This goes into the garbage. The next thing we got is our cam sprocket and our camshaft actuator, which means now we go away. We got to go to the shed now and get our valve lifters and our camshafts and get ready to install them. This is going to be the important part because you got to make sure this thing is timed correctly. All right, throw this in the garbage. We're going to clean up and we'll be right back. All right, guys, check it out. We have our cam, our lifters, and our cam caps. Yeah, buddy, we are ready to install them. I will be so ecstatic right now, but I am upset right now about one thing. I know Sylvia is not over there leaning on my new stool. Are you kidding me?
I am.
Get your butt off my... Yo, guys, check this stool out, man. Check this out, guys. Yeah. Look at that, guys. Look at that. I don't want to touch it because it's dirty, but this thing is soft, man, and it swivels. We're going to be doing some work, man. Yeah, buddy. All right, let's get to this, guys. This one is the exhaust. That one is the intake. We got them all numbered. So what we're going to do is we'll take these four right here, and we'll go put them in together, and then you're going to be on your own to do the rest of them, all right? So let's take these four and go over to the car. We'll be right back. All right, so we got the four to go right here on the exhaust side. Then what you want to do, guys, take your little oil, just spray it in there like that. Yeah, man, nice. All right, so we take number one, push it down. The next two. Sometimes they're a little tight going in there, but you got to get them at the right angle. That one was the right angle. As you can see, it's going to be 3, and then number 4. Perfect, man. Don't that look good, Zippy?
Yep.
Alright, guys. Now let's get the rest of them in, and we'll be right back. Alright, guys. Last one. Number 8. Let's set that down there. Perfect. Now, guys, again, like over here, I had a little problem. Some of them might seem a little stuck, but don't worry. Get that down there. Take a hammer if you have to. No, don't do that. Just set that thing down there. Alright, guys. This is looking really, really good. Our next step is our camshafts. Now, camshafts are already marked and all. And this part, guys, is very important because we got to make sure we are on the timing marks and everything. We go to put all this back together. So, let's go over here, and what you want to do, take a little oil and just put it right where the cams spin at, so they don't, when you start it up, it don't be dry. Alright, let's go get our cams, and we'll be right back. Alright, guys, let's set our cams down. We got our intake cam. Now, your intake cam is going to have the reluctor in the back for the camshaft position sensor. For the same position sensor. So we're going to set that down. Now, guys, watch how I set this down, though. I'm setting it down. Notice how the first cylinder lobes are facing towards the intake. You want it that way. Now, and we're going to end up having to turn that a little bit more, but not now. Then, our exhaust cam, those same two front lobes, are now facing the other way. Now, we're going to have to turn that a little bit as well, but right now, we're just going to leave it just like that so we can get this down. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is let's go get our camshaft caps. Okay, Cindy?
Okay.
And then we're going to, this is the fun part, guys. You go ahead and mess up, you're going to bend them valves. so don't you miss this what's coming up. Alright, let's go get our caps and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got our camshaft caps. And what we're going to do is, this is the intake and we marked them 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or whatever. What is it?
1, 2,
4, 3, 4. Alright, so we set this one down and we put a little dot to know which way it's facing forward. Just start that off by a couple threads. And when you're bringing them, don't tighten them down. You just want to, what we want to do is just get these started. Let's go to the last two. Last one right there. Okay, now let's get our exhaust ones on and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got them all started. Now what we're going to do, guys, is start bringing them in until they start. Stop. I'm using a 10mm deep 3/8 drive. I'm not using no socket or anything. I just want to bring them down. No ratchet or nothing. If Sylvia don't stop correcting me on this mess, man, huh?
Well, you said I'm not using a socket, and clearly you are.
So, let's bring these down. Just to like hand tighten. You're going to start off from the center ones, and then work your way out. Guys, this is very important because if you tighten these up one at a time, like let's just tighten this up. Tim don't know what you're talking about. Your caps are gonna go pop. Tim, my cap cracked and I don't know what happened.
Any ideas?
Yeah, any idea? I followed what you said in the video. yeah. Oh god. Alright, so let's get these down and we'll be right back. Alright guys, next thing we're going to do is take your 10mm deep 1/4 inch drive with a 1 inch 1/4 inch drive extension and your 1/4 inch drive ratchet. And what we're going to do is go ahead, start from the 2 center. I'm going to bring this down. We just need this to set in place. The reason why I'm doing this is to bring this cam down evenly because like I said before, you can crack one of those caps if this cam is not going down evenly. And remember, make sure those 2 front cylinders, the lobes is facing towards the intake and this one is facing over here.
This is the exhaust side.
I don't care what side it is.
So what I'm saying is facing the exhaust.
No, now we have to torque these down, but right now we just need to set this cam. As soon as you feel them stop, you know you got that cam down there. This is perfect. Now we're not going to do the exhaust side yet. What we're going to do now is get our camshaft actuator and we're going to get that side lined up already. so we got our camshaft actuator, and we know what I'm gonna do, guys. This thing is really cruddy. Let's clean this up. We got our mark right there, so we got it. We know it goes on that mark with the chain right there, and then we're gonna go ahead and set that side on. And at the same time, we're gonna get through some cutters to cut this strap and this tie strap, both of them. All right. So let's clean this up, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, I got it cleaned up, and I had to actually remark the mark up there because I cleaned it up so good. Alright, now what you're going to need for this, guys, is you got your center bolt in here. So you're going to need you to do a deep 17mm socket. So once you get that in there, you can go ahead and turn that. Now, let's get ready to get this done, guys. What we're going to do, let me take this bolt out. What we're going to do is go in there, our teeth, get that mark lined up. Now we set right there. Should have used a better, got some better ones than this. Get that one. Why not get some better ones? Straight ones. What the heck is wrong with me? Why do I do this? Why do I make work harder for myself? I do that for Sylvia.
Yep.
I want her to see that I'm working.
Yep. Alright guys, we got that lined up. Now let's get this over here to our cam. Now of course you're going to have a little problem. Of course it's not going to go like you want it. So what you want to do is, now let's get our bolt in there. Alright, our bolt is in there. And I just want to get that bolt turned by a couple threads so I can know where I'm at. There we go. Perfect. Now, I should have showed you this in the beginning. There's in the back, there is a little pin that sticks out that we have to get. See, look in the front right here. That little pin right there.
Oh, okay.
That sticks into this. That sets in a way. So right now, it's not going. So what we're going to do is, you got to get a 15/16 wrench, and remember these inserts right here. You're gonna wiggle that cam back and forth to get that set in there. We already got the bolt set in there. So matter of fact, and we're gonna get a light. So let's get a light, and now we'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm holding it in place. I got my 15/16 wrench set right there. Now I'm gonna take my 17mm socket while I'm holding this in place, and I'm bringing this bolt in just till it's just a little bit snug, and then I'm gonna back it up a little bit. Now I've got my light to look down in here to see where that mark is at, that pin, how it's gonna stick in. And I see the cam got to move slightly back this way. So
Well, which way? We didn't see what you were pointing at.
I'm gonna take the wrench and move that way, so it was counterclockwise. Now you might be in the way right here.
Well,
So-
that's too bad.
Alright, so we're gonna go right here.
Oh, this sucks.
What?
I can't see.
Oh, there it is, guys. It actually went in. I know.
Really?
It's in there right now. So now I'm gonna hold this in place, and now I'm gonna go bring that bolt all the way in by hand. I'm not going to torque it down yet. Just want to get it set. So now I know that is set. And at the same time, you want to make, guys, be sure down below, make sure your crankshaft is still set at TDC. Now it shouldn't have moved off the chain and all that, but you should be good to go.
Way off. Okay.
You see it, Sylvie?
Yep.
Alright, guys, so that one is set. We are good to go with that one. Now we're going to take our 10mm socket, and now what we're going to do is go ahead and do the same thing to the exhaust. Bring them down till they just barely stop, and go evenly, and bring that down. Alright, let's get that done, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we got our exhaust one. This one's going to be, you can probably see this one a lot better. So now we got that opening right there, and that's got to go over that pin. At the same time, when that's in...
That line is really starting to aggravate me. Okay, go ahead.
Alright,
I just need to get that
Sylvia having a fit. Alright, at the same time, once we put that up there, that mark has to be lined up on that chain. So
the gold one?
yeah, so what we're going to do is put that on first. You gotta make sure we're on.
Do it right.
Okay, now it's that this tie strap right now is in my way, so I got it lined up. So let's cut our tie strap. Cut this one out.
I figured by now you would have gotten your better cutters.
Alright, so now the chain can go in there better. Make sure that thing is lined up in there. That's lined up perfectly. Good. Alright, the next thing we're going to do, guys, is get your bolt.
Come, you're not cutting that other one first.
Don't you worry about it. Get that centered in there. Get that bolt in there. Alright, now we go on the other side, and if you can see right in there, can you see any good without me getting light?
Go in.
You can see the pin.
Oh, there it is.
And you see how close I am?
Yeah.
So put our 15/16 wrench on the cam and just, no, it's gonna go the other way. Just turn it just like that. Now we gotta get that lined up. We gotta get that gear on there. Oh, yeah, so you did say do that. Cut the other strap.
See?
Alright. Let's see. Am I still lined up? Nope. Okay, let's go a little bit more with this bolt. And if I get offline, you gotta tell me that I can't see nothing
I
from
don't
here.
think you are. Well, now you are. Well, I don't know where you just went.
Hold on.
You like blocking our view, so that way we can't see what you're doing.
Hey, believe me, I ain't doing this on
Sorry.
purpose. This gear gotta be picked up. What's my 17 socket? Okay, I'm just about there. Thing off just a little bit. Okay, I got the bolt in there tightened up. But what I need to do now is that gear has to pick up a little bit. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. See, this was. Take my screwdriver right here. I'm going to take the screwdriver right between the gear and that cover. Pick it up a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't have tightened up that bolt like I did. You gotta be kidding me.
You tightened it too much?
Heck yeah, by hand? How the heck I tighten it by hand?
What I don't understand is if you tighten it, why can't you untighten it?
So here,
What you saying?
you see I'm having a hard time right here.
Oh, I moved it.
Yeah, move it, but...
That's in.
Huh?
That's in. Are you lined up?
Wait a minute, no. Because now, I gotta turn it just a There it is. I gotta move this just a little bit for now. Okay, there it is. It's lined up. You see it lined up?
Yep.
Alright, next we're gonna do, guys, is we got our guide over here. No, guide. We're gonna move our guide.
Oh, the one that's
Yeah.
already there.
We're gonna move it over to put tension on that chain a little bit. Matter of fact, let's go get our guide that goes up here. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, let's get our guide, and our guide slides right in there, just like that. Now you notice this all this looseness right here? What we gotta do now is take our 15/16 wrench on our intake, and we're gonna turn it counterclockwise to take up that slack, because we need all the slack to be on this side. So just turn that just like that. That's kind of moving in. Now, if you get what I'm getting right here, if that's your thing, what you're gonna do is we're gonna get a pair of vice grips. Let me show the vice grips, and we're gonna lock that cam into place. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, I got a pair of vice grips. Just gonna lock them right here on this cam. First, I'm going to turn our cam till there's tension on that chain. Then, lock it into place, and that's going to stop it from backing it back up. When we look at the front, oh, dang it, I should have did it more. What the heck? Let's do it more. Alright, let's see this. Turn this like that. Get that tension out of there. Now, turn it, make it a little bit more tighter. Not.
You loosened up a little.
Did. You know, I'm trying to figure out the perfect way of getting this thing without it spinning on me. That's good. That's enough to get our tension into there. Alright, what I'm going to do now, guys, is jack this engine up a little bit, so we can see this. Alright, let's get our, and as you can see in the party line, guys, in our party line, that's exactly what is next. Our timing chain tensioner. So let's clean this up, and we'll be right back. Alright, guys, we got our tensioner. What I'm going to do is take a screwdriver and bring our guide up. Bring our tensioner in there. Get our bolts and start them off by hand by a couple threads. Dang it, man, I can't even if I can see. Okay, that's one. And that's two. Alright, once we get them started off by a couple of threads, you're going to take your 10mm deep 1/4 inch drive with your 1/4 inch drive ratchet, and you're going to bring them in. Alright, then you're going to turn it till it stops, and then a little bit more. That's it. Alright, let's get the other one done, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, now that we got them tightened up, you're going to take your pin and pull it right out. And that thing just went right up there and locked that chain into place. Now you can take off your vice grips. Look at that. You see that, Civi?
Yep.
Yeah, boy. Man, this is great. Alright, guys, at the same time, make sure, yep, our crankshaft is still lined up. Let's show them that it's still lined up.
I don't want to.
Huh?
I don't want to.
We gotta get it developed better. I think we did. You can see it though?
I can see it.
Alright, guys, that is great. Now we're good to go. But now what we gotta do is now, on this side, oh man, I should have cleaned this up. Clean off this old gasket. We cleaned off the front part of this. Let's clean off this other gasket, because then we're gonna get this the front part that goes up here, and then we're gonna torque down all the caps. All right, so let's clean this up, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, now we got our front camshaft bracket, the hold down the bracket. And get your gasket maker. And guys, look at the side of this. You're gonna put some. Do not put silicone or gasket maker inside this channel right here. Oil travels through there. You're gonna put it on the outside, those two grooves right there, and then on this groove right here, and then along the front side. Alright, so let's get ours. Let's do this together. Let's do it right here. Alright, so we're gonna put a bead right inside there, and just get right around there. Over here. Right around there, because that's where it goes down to the cylinder head, so you want to make sure that seals up. Then go to the top. And put a bead all around like that, and definitely in those two corners. Alright, that looks pretty good. Put a little bit right here, a little extra. Okay. Whoops. Just don't look like it was in there. That looks good. Yeah, put a little bit more right here. I get a little carried away with this stuff. I gotta stop that. Alright, so now we want to take it. Try not to touch the silicone area. You want to go in at an angle like this. Bring that right down. Perfect. Alright. Let's get 3 bolts. All of them are the same length. And put those in. Get our 10mm. Then our 1/4" drive. Close this up. And let's bring these down. Alright, till they stop. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm just gonna go ahead down, snug those down. Make sure it's even. Now, these are tightened up to 17, the first step, 17 inch-pounds. And you want to do this one first. So I got my 1/4" drive torque wrench, and I got it set to 17. And start from the center one. Wait a minute, that can't be. 17. It tighten it down enough. Okay. Okay. Now that we got that, now we're going to start doing the caps. You want to start from the center ones. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. and then out to the outside ones. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I brought them in perfectly. 4, and then do the outside one, and then do the intake cam. All right, let's get that done, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got them down, 17 inch-pounds. The next step we're gonna do is 52 inch-pounds. Let me get this thing set to 52 and lock it. And then we're going to do the same thing over. Going down to 52. Alright, and then same thing from the center ones. Now I'm gonna do this one. We're gonna do this one together, and then you know how to do the back one. 1, 2, 3, 4, the center ones, and then we work on the outside ones.
So, as far as the cams, you would consider them like separate entity, I guess you would call it. It's not like you'd have to do all the ones in the middle on both and then work your way around.
Right, you can do them separately.
Okay.
Alright, let's get that done and we'll be right back. Alright guys, last step is 92 inch-pounds. I got it set to 92. Same thing. Start with the center one. Start from the center ones and then on the out ones. Let's do both cams and we'll be right back. Perfect, guys. Everything is looking good. Now, last but not least, guys, we have 3 10mm bolts. And these bolts go in. Let's get our little socket right here. Through the front cover. You see in there 1, crossover, number 2, and then down there is number 3. Let's get this. We're gonna clean this up too. Number 3, right inside.
Stupid pipe. Oh, okay.
All right, so I'm using my socket to hold it in place. Don't want to drop these bolts down in there. Start them off by a couple threads. We got them lined up. That pipe is in the way.
That's what I've been saying.
Maybe you saying want some cheese to go with that wine?
Don't take my jokes.
Yeah. Okay, let's get this last one in there, guys, and we'll be right back. Alright, guys, I got my 1/4 inch drive ratchet now. And we're going to go in there, tighten it up till it stops, and a little bit more. That's it. Alright, let's get the other 2 done. And then, I hope y'all watching this videos series and not skipping parts, or you're going to be messed up.
Well, your comment won't be answered.
Yeah, you know. Alright.
Your question.
Alright, let's do one more, and then we're going to go to the final step and torque down the camshaft gear bolts. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we're going to tighten up our camshaft sprocket bolts, actuator bolts. Now these bolts are tightened up to 94 to 115 foot-pounds. Yeah, you heard me right, 94 to 115. We're going to torque it down to 100 foot-pounds. No, I'm sorry. I got my torque on set to 98. I'm going 98. 17mm. I'll go with this one first. Guys, have your 15/16. Don't get, it better not be no cheap 15/16 or you want to spin this damn thing. So, let's get our wrench on there. And let's torque it down. Okay, let's get the next one. perfect. You know what? That felt kind of loose. I think I'm gonna you know what? I'm gonna go more, guys. 102, 104. How about that, Sibby?
Make it 105. It's more even.
Fine. 105 foot-pounds. Yeah, buddy. Here we go. Watch that and go. And I'm gonna look at Sylvia crazy in the face. See, dang it, you and your 105. Should have left it at 104. Okay. Okay. Cool, guys. Look at that. All right, guys. The next thing we're gonna do, let's look at our party line and see what's going on over here. All right. Next thing is we got our timing cover, front cover, with our VVT in it. We got that, and then we got the rear cap. So what we're gonna do is now let's clean up all these parts so you can get ready to put them back together. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys. The next thing we're gonna do is install our VVT, part of the timing cover that's right here. Cleaned it up. You want to clean up all this stuff around here, the old silicone. Make sure that's nice and clean. And especially this section right here makes that nice and clean. I'm gonna show you why in a minute. And then that when I come think of it, you see this O-ring right here. Guys, this is very important, this O-ring. Not a single video out there tells you about these, so you gotta pay attention to this. Now remember the O-ring we had in the center on the other side, on the cylinder head, going to this cover. Now if you look up under here, you'll see another O-ring right there. That's directly perpendicular with the other one. So what you want to do is get you a screwdriver, pop that out. Be careful you don't want it to drop down in there, so that's what I'm trying to... That thing, well, here's part of it. It fell out here. That thing would dry rot it like crazy. So let me see. Yeah, that thing would dry rot like crazy. And because guys, I don't want to hear your mouth. I don't want to hear nobody saying, Tim, I did everything, I followed everything you did, and all of a sudden I got no oil pressure. No, you didn't. Then you messed up. You didn't do it. All right, so now you want to clean that out with a rag. Wipe it out. Make sure it's nice and dry, so it don't slip out of there. Piece of gasket in there. I don't want nothing in there. Dang it, that gasket is right. Son of a biscuit. How can something get so stuck right there? Dang it. Sylvia, why don't you get that out? Now guys, take your time and push that O-ring in there. And the O-ring is going to be, it's a little bit bigger than the hole. That's so it can fit in there nice and snug. It won't come out. Right, just like that. Yeah, buddy. Look at that thing's going to seal good. Alright, now what you want to do is get you some gasket maker. Do not use silicone. I don't care the red, blue, whatever, the black. Get you some gray gasket maker. This stuff is high temp also. And what you want to do is put a bead all around here. You don't have to put none here. That's what the O-ring is. You just want to put a nice little bead around the whole thing. Okay, let's do that and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got the nice little bead going all the way around. And what we're going to do is lower it down. Start bringing it in. You don't want to make sure this thing don't slide everywhere. then the cover is up. Start taking your 10mm bolts and start putting them in by a couple threads so we don't cross thread them. And then we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got all the bolts started. Now what you want to do is when you start snug them all up, don't go tighten up one and go to the next one. Well, actually you can if you, as long as you do it crossways. Like see this one, I just like to bring that in just a little bit and then go right across from it. Instead of going around, I'm trying to bring this cover down evenly. So then we go back to this one. And this one, go ahead, tighten it up. And we go till it stops and a little bit more. You can break that bolt, so be careful. Then we'll go back to this one, tighten it up till it stops and a little bit more. Then I'm going to go back over here to another one, and you're going to go keep going crisscross until you get all the bolts tightened up. Alright, so let's get that done, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, perfect. Okay, while we're down here, let's take our harness, and let's connect our VVT. And while we're over here, we got our vacuum hose. Let's put this up here, and connect this. Bring that clamp up. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do guys is back here on the back cylinder head, there's another cap that goes back here. So let's get that, so we're going to install that. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, here's our back cover. The back cover also has your camshaft position sensor, so you want to make sure that's in there, or if not in there, make sure you put it in later on. Now on the other side of this, to clean this up, you get the old silicones are going to be inside that groove right there. So as you can see, I got it all cleaned out. You want to make sure all of that is cleaned out. Now, take your gasket maker and you're going to put a bead going all around there along that channel. Alright, so let's get the running out here. Alright. Let's get that bead up there, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got that nice bead of silicone up there. Now let's install this. And for an alignment guys, you have your dowel pins sticking up right there on each side. So that's going to help you align this and bring this down. Alright, once it's down. Take your 3 bolts, start them off. And this time you're going to use a 10mm deep, 1/4 inch drive, and your 1/4 inch drive ratchet. But this one you might use an extension right here. Let me see. No, you can actually get it like that. So you want to tighten them off, starting from the center one. So let's bring that down. And you're going to go till it stops and then a little bit more. That's it. You keep on going, you will break it. Alright, let's get the other 2 done and we'll be right back. Alright guys, that is perfectly done. Everything is good. And the next thing you want to do guys is the silicone, or the gasket maker that's squeezed out right there. What you want to do is take you a rag or something and just wipe that out just like that. Because your valve cover gasket goes down right there and seals across. So if you don't put your valve cover on within the time that dries, that's going to cause a leak right there. So you want to take that off. Now you're going to put a little gasket maker on your valve cover, but I'll show you that later. So you want to make sure both on the corners are cleaned off. And if it dries up before you get a chance to do anything, before you get to wipe, like what happened over here, you can easily just take that off with your finger and scrape that right off just like that. So it comes right off pretty easy. Alright, now speaking of valve cover, the valve cover is next on the list, but you do not want to put your valve cover on now because it's going to make it difficult to plug up your fuel injectors. So what you're going to do is grab your harness that you got hanging around someplace. Bring your harness over and let's find out. Okay, there they are right there. Our 4 injectors. And what we're going to do is, let's see, we got this, remember this clip right here, and that hooked on right to there. So we're going to push that on. Then we're going to sit here and get all this out of the way. We got to make sure we get this, how this is going. And actually, this is going to end up going like this. This is going to end up going over there. So, alright, let's start off with our first injector, number 1 injector right here. Okay, 1. We got a little clip right there that we push into place. Then get number 2. Things. Am I sitting here actually having a hard time plugging up a connector?
Yeah.
I went to college. Alright, let's get this lined up. Stop playing around. Dagnabbit. Okay, why can't I get this? Okay, there we go. I didn't hear that click and I ain't happy.
Nobody heard the click. There it is.
There it is. Do not want to make sure you hear that click, because you start this up, then you got a misfire and you be going crazy, and it's all because you didn't plug that up right. All right, so we're going to continue on and plug this one down. And actually, I'm going to get this harness out of here like this and plug this up first. So let's get the other 2 done and we'll be right back. All right, guys, as I said, next in line, boop. Next in line is the valve cover, and you can see it's kind of cruddy looking. That gasket should just pull right up out of there. Okay, we're going to take that up, get rid of that, and we're going to see if the kit came with new spark plug tube seals. These are still pretty good. So what we're going to do is pressure wash this to clean it all up, and we're going to pressure wash that alternator. If you take a look at that alternator looks pretty cruddy. And Sylvia will not let me put that on looking like that. So let's get these parts cleaned up, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got it cleaned up, and it's funny, Nissan, after all these years, Nissan never changed their ways. A lot of cars you can change the spark plug tube seals. No, not with Nissan. You'd have to get the whole valve cover. You ever see one of this?
Huh?
You ever see one? They were really cheap though, guys.
The valve cover, you can get the gasket with the spark plug tube seals, but they were like $20-something. But you could get the whole valve cover that comes with everything. It's like $35.
Definitely get it. All right, so let's get our gasket, set it in, and the gasket going to have little ridges sticking out. That's to help it keep in place. But if you got oil in those channels, it ain't going to help you at least a little bit. So let's get our gasket in there and go all the way around and get this thing set in there. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got it pushed in, and what you want to do is do a test run. You want to turn it upside down, shake it a little bit, just a little bit. Make sure it don't come out. All right, what's this stuff right here? Alright guys, now what we're going to do is get this cleaned up. Now what you're going to do is take your silicone, gray silicone, and you want to, not on here, we're going to make it easier and put it on the cylinder head, on the 4 corners. That's one corner. Then you're going to go right over to the other side and put it on the other corner, right between that wedge. Then back here to this corner, and then follow this around, and you're going to do the other side. And you just want to put a little blob. Just go there and just like that, guys. Right on the corners. That's going to help seal that up. Because it is a good chance that it will leak if you don't use it. Okay. This one over here is a little bit of a nightmare. Let's try to get my heat in. Okay. You see that, Sivy?
Yeah.
Alright, so we got that. Let me put this cap on it, and we'll be right back to set the valve cover on. Alright guys, we know our valve cover is going to set like this. So we're going to turn it over. Make sure nothing's coming out of there. And we want to just bring it over. And then lower it down onto the spark plug tube seals and just push down just a little bit, just to keep it into place. Now start taking your bolts. I thought I cleaned that bolt up. Put your bolts in there, turn it by a couple threads. That way you don't cross thread them, and then we're going to get ready to tighten them up. Alright, let's do that and we'll be back.